All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 30-minute Monday morning stretch class. My name is Shelly, and I'm a physiotherapist here at the Society. For those who have been here in our previous classes, welcome back. If you are new today, welcome. This is our level 1 exercise class, meaning that it is open to all levels and it is a gentle class. And so regardless of what your mobility is like, hopefully you will find something that helps you in this class. So as always, we are going to start the class in a seated position, and then we will move to a standing position. The main focus of the class, if you will, is to find some gentle ways to get our bodies moving. And we do this in the form of different stretching and different gentle mobility movements. And so when we are starting, we are always in a seated position to get our bodies warmed up, and then we'll move into a standing position for the last bit of the class. It's only 30 minutes, so it's pretty quick. And so I do encourage you to keep moving during the 30 minutes if you can. But of course, if at any point in the class you feel like you need to stop or take a break, that's okay. You feel free to adjust or do what feels nice on your bodies today. You don't have to look exactly like how I'm looking as I'm moving. You are more than welcome to adjust as needed, okay? So this is our low impact class, and it's meant to be gentle and inclusive. So don't panic if you've never done exercise before, that's okay. You're more than welcome to follow along. And if anything feels not great and you want to stop, that's okay too. Okay, I'm going to sit back in my chair now, and we're going to get started. Now, you can see in my chair, I've got no armrest, and it's nice and sturdy, so there's no wheels at the bottom, right? So ideally, you do not want to be in a computer chair where there are wheels at the bottom and you might slide around. And if possible, no armrest, just so that way when we get moving, you're not going to hit your arms or side on anything. Now, I'm turning sideways to show you my sitting posture. Now you can see I'm sitting at the front of my chair and I'm nice and upright. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to be back here and leaning into the chair. So I don't want to be slouching into the backrest like this. I want to use my tummy muscles and sit up nice and tall and move my bottom to the front of the chair. So I'm in this nice steady position to get moving. So take a minute here and just make sure you're sitting upright. You're sitting as tall as you can at the very front of your chair. And then when you're ready, we're going to drop our arms to our side, and we're going to start with a big breath in. We're going to go sweep, breath in, reaching your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Breath out. We're going to reach our fist up towards the ceiling to do a big long stretch, and then we're going to circle our wrists all the way down. Let's do that again. Breath in, breath out at the top, reaching your fingers to the air. Now, if you have shoulder problems and you can't quite get your arms all the way up, that's okay. Just go as far as you can. Even if you can only go up to here and you want to clasp your hands here and reach up, that's okay. Whatever works for your body. And again, breath in, breath out at the top. Reach your fist to the ceiling if you can. Almost like you're being sucked up through a straw. Nicely done, and then circle the wrists all the way down. We're going to step the feet out further. So nice, big, wide stance, wider than the chair if possible. You're going to bring your hands down to one ankle like so, and you're going to go up and over as if you're drawing a big rainbow or a semicircle or an arc of some kind with your fingertips. So the idea is you're going up and over, big stretch, as if your fingers have been dipped in paint and you're drawing this big arc in front of you. Reaching up and over, spreading your hand and fingers nice and wide. Up and over, make sure it's an arc that you're drawing, not a line. That's it, well done, keep going. We're gonna go for 6, breathing as you're doing this. 5. Big reach. Spread the fingers open. 4. 3. Well done, everybody. 2. Let's do one more. Last one. And let's walk the feet in a little bit. We're going to float the arms up. And this time, we're going to bend down to the side, kind of like what we did a moment ago with the arm. We're really going to think reaching our arms away from each other. Try to keep your chest facing forward if possible. We don't want to be down to the floor. We want to open our chest. You're going to circle the top arm 3 times. 1, 2, 3, coming back to the middle, drop the arms. Let's do it again. We're going to float the arms up into a T shape, spread the fingers wide, dipping down to the other side, chest facing forward, opening the arms, long neck, shoulders away from the ears, circle the top arm. 1, 2, and 3, coming back up, drop the arms. You're going to take your hand, hold on to the opposite knee, then your other hand is going to grab around the back of the chair or the seat, whatever you can reach. You're going to use your arms to pull yourself around into rotation stretch. It's like you're trying to look at the back wall and you're growing taller through the spine as you're doing this rotation. Think about your spine like a corkscrew. It's rotating on the spot. Breathing in the stretch. And release. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Take your hand, hold on to your opposite knee. Your other hand's going to grab your chair wherever you're comfortable. Sit up tall. Use your arms to pull yourself around to look at the back wall. Growing taller through the spine. Nicely done, breathing. Don't hold your breath. We're reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Nicely done. And release. Good. I'm going to turn sideways for a second. So now I'm going to get you to sit back into the middle of the chair, and you're going to lean into the back rest. This is the only time you get to slouch. Now, it depends on how high the back of your chair is. You can see mine is relatively low, so when I lean back, it's kind of where my shoulder blades are. And that's ideally where you want the back of the seat to be. So in the slouch position, you're going to bring your hands up behind your head. You're going to make sure your elbows are open out to the side. So point your elbows to the right and the left side of the room, opening the chest. Then you're going to lean up and over the backrest of the chair to stretch your upper back. Now, if you have bone density issues or osteoporosis, be very careful with this one. Maybe you're skipping the leaning back over the arm, the back of the chair, but you're just sitting straight up. That's fine too. Just be very, very careful with this one. Now, it should feel quite nice on your back and on your chest. Let's release and we'll do that again. So again, if you're feeling it too low down in your back, you can slouch a little bit more and get a slightly higher portion in your back. Hands behind your head, elbows pointing out to the side, opening the front of the chest. And we're going to go up and over the back of the chair again. Breathing. Feeling that nice stretch across the upper back. And release, and we're going to sit up nice and tall again. Move to the front of the chair again. And we're going to go into some gentle ankle movements. You can put your hands on your seat, on your hips, whatever feels good. And we're going to lift our heels up as high as we can. And then we're going to lift our toes up as high as we can. And again, heels up as high as we can. Toes up as high as we can. And we're kind of just rocking through that ankle. Or through the ankles rather, because we're doing both. And you're trying to see if you can get both sides to be even. If you notice one side to be stiffer than the other or more difficult than the other, see if you can aim for symmetry here. And you're remaining nice and tall. We're not getting shorter as we're doing this. Keep going. I'm just going to turn a little bit. Now, when you're ready, we're going to try an opposition here. So we're going to go, one foot is going to have the heel up and the other one's going to have the toes up. And then you're going to switch. So I'm sitting on a diagonal here so you can see my feet better. You're basically alternating between heel up and toes up on both sides. And you're still sitting up nice and tall as you're doing this. We're not getting shorter through the spine. We're staying up nice and tall. You're sitting over your sit bones. Let's go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nicely done. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to practice some of our sit-to stands so that we can move into a standing position for the remainder of the class. Now, really important, if you have a look at me for a second, I'm sitting at the front of my chair, and if you watch me, when I stand, I'm going to bring my body forward. Can you see that? Over my feet. And then I'm going to stand up nice and tall. And when I sit down, exactly the same thing. I'm going to keep my weight directly over my feet. And then I'm going to slowly sit down with control. It's like what I mentioned in the previous weeks. Imagine if I have a water bottle and I'm balancing it on my hand. You can see I can balance the bottle because the weight of the bottle is directly over the base, right? But if the weight of the bottle goes beyond the base, it's now going to fall because it's not over its base of support. So this is the same thing when you're standing. If you're like this and you're trying to stand up and you're like this, look how far back my weight is compared to my feet, right? So then what's going to happen is I then feel like I have to pull on something to stand up. Or you might feel like you're pushing your legs against the chair in order to help you stand up. And so we want to avoid both of those versions. Instead, you want to bring your bottom forward in your chair, and you really want to get your weight over your feet, like someone's pulling you forward by your shirt. You really want to bring your weight forward directly over your feet. And then you push the floor away from you to stand, like that water bottle I showed you. If you're lopsided, you're going to fall. When you sit down, exactly the same thing. You're bending your hips back, chest comes forward. But see how my weight is still overall over my feet? So I can really control my descend and sit. So nobody should be going, nobody should be using momentum, right? We want to be slow and really focus on where our weight is over our base of support. So join me here. Just practice your sit-to stands in your own time. So we're going standing up and then sitting down, still trying to keep our weight over our base to control the descend. You're going to try to do 8 of these in your own time. If 8 is too much for you, that's okay. Do as much as you can. It doesn't have to be exactly 8. But if you got it in you, I'm going to challenge you to do 8 in your own time, as slow and controlled as you can. Really using the strength of your legs. Think about where your center of gravity is, where your weight is compared to your base of support. Think about that water bottle analogy where if the weight is directly over the base, you're balanced. But if you're not, if your weight is too far back or too far forward, you'll tip. So we're really thinking about controlling where our weight is over our feet. And I suppose the simplest way of explaining balance, that's essentially what balance is your ability to maintain your center of gravity over your base of support, even when your feet are moving. I've lost count because I'm too busy yapping at you. So I'm going to do 2 more, and I'm going to assume that's 8. It might be a little more, but that's okay. So when you've done your 8, you're going to stay standing. And I'm just going to move my chair aside, but we're going to stay standing that way. I'm going to stand sideways so you can see me. So to carry on what we just did, where we're keeping our weight over our feet, We're now going to do some squats. So my feet are going to be about hip width apart, so you can see it. They're not too close, they're not too wide. I want them to be about hip width apart. I'm standing sideways. And we're going to go into some gentle squats, bringing your arms forward like you're holding a big beach ball. And then you're going to bring the arms back. Try that again. Bring your arms forward like you're holding a big beach ball in front of you. And then back, good. And as you're doing the squatting exercise, I really want you to think about where your center of gravity is over your base. So as you're squatting, is your overall weight of your body in the middle of your feet? If it's not, how do we adjust that? So we're sticking our bottom back, but our chest is going forward so that our weight is directly over our feet. And we're just doing some gentle squats. We're not doing anything too deep. We're not doing anything too fast. Just gentle breathing. Really focus on where your weight is over your feet. You're keeping your weight directly over your base the entire time. Nicely done. 4 more. Let's go for 4. Holding that big beach ball in front of you. 3. Long spines if you can. Let's do 2 more. 2. We're going to do 1 more, and we're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up, shake it out. Very nice. You're going to find a wall or a table or a chair to hold on to. And we're going to go into some stretching. We're going to bring one leg in the front, one leg behind, and you're bending your front knee and keeping your back knee straight. Now, the purpose of this one here is you're trying to keep the back knee straight, and the back heel, you're going to aim to reach it to the floor, and you should feel a stretch in the back calf muscle. If you don't, you'll need to think about straightening that knee more or bringing the leg further back. But the ultimate aim is you want the back knee to be straight, the heel to be reaching to the floor. Even if you can't quite touch the floor, you can move the leg back if you can't feel it that much. So then that way you get a deeper stretch in your calf muscle, holding it, breathing, reaching that back heel to the floor. Good. You're going to take half a step in with that back leg, and you're going to bend your back knee this time. You should feel a calf stretch still, but maybe a little bit closer towards the heel, towards the ankle. So exactly the same. We're just now bending our back knee and kind of transferring our weight a little bit over the back leg. Nicely done. And let's switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Front knee bent, back knee straight. You're really trying to reach that back heel to the floor if you can. And you might notice one side to be more flexible than the other or feeling better than the other in general. And that's okay. It's very normal for our body to have some form of asymmetry. But that does mean as you're doing these stretches, you're adjusting to whatever the side of your body needs in that moment. So it's okay if you're not in the same position as you were on the stretch on the other side. You're welcome to widen the legs or bring them in if it's too much, whatever feels nice on your body today. Let's take half a step in with that back leg, and you're going to bend that knee. So you're bringing your weight slightly over that back leg, and you should still feel a stretch in the calf muscle, but a little bit closer down towards the ankle. Nicely done, everybody. Hopefully you're breathing, you're not holding your breath. Good, and coming back up. I'm going to bring one leg forward, straighten the front knee, bend the back knee, and I'm going to do a big scoop up, and then same on the other side, scoop. So one leg is straight, the front leg is straight, the back leg is bent. You should feel a stretch in the back of the thigh muscle. Nice gentle scoop. It's like you're scooping up your beach ball that you imagined earlier off the floor. Nicely done. Try to see if you can keep your spine nice and long as you hinge forward at the hips. Good. Well done, everybody. Let's go 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, hinge at the hips. 3, well done. 2, let's do one more. 1, and shake it out. Nicely done, everybody. Okay, we're gonna do another stretch here before we finish off with our last strengthening exercise. So the next stretch we're gonna do is for the front of the thigh and the front of the hip. You have 2 options for this. Option 1, if you have the balance, even though we're holding on, and if you have the flexibility, you can hold your foot and pull it towards your bottom. Keep your knees in one line, push your hips forward so that you're stretching the front of your thigh. If this is too difficult, don't worry. The second version is put a chair behind you, and you're gonna put your foot onto the chair behind you like this. So just like the other version, I'm still keeping my knees in one line. So my knee isn't coming forward, right? It's on a chair behind me. The knees are in one line. I'm still pushing my hips forward. So I really feel that stretch at the front of my thigh and hip. So regardless of what version you're doing, make sure you join me already. So either put the foot on the chair behind you or hold onto the foot and pull it to your bottom. Whatever feels better for you today. You might do one version on one side, the other version on the other side. It's entirely up to you. Making sure your knees are on one line, you're pushing your hips forward so you really feel that extension through the front of the hip. Let's release and do the same thing on the other side. So you can either use that chair or you can use your hand and hold that foot up towards your bottom. Whatever feels better for you today. It does not have to be the same as what I'm doing. And remember, it's okay if you've got to do different versions on different sides. Asymmetry is very normal in our body, so not to worry. Good job, everybody. Make sure you're breathing as you're doing this, so we're not holding our breath. Good, and let's release. For our next exercise, and I think this is probably our final one to keep up with time, you're gonna find a wall to use. So I want you to find a wall, a blank wall ideally, or one where you won't hit your arms on a shelf, and you're gonna lean back into the wall. So you wanna have your hips leaning against the wall, your spine against the wall, and I'll show you the exercise so that way you know what wall to use. So we're leaning back into the wall. I'm going to bring my arms up into the letter W. So you can see my arms form the letter W. And from here, I'm going to think about pressing my arms and my shoulders and my entire spine onto the wall. And then I'm going to imagine my body is like windshield wipers. And I'm going to try to stretch from side to side, but as I'm doing this, I'm actually sliding my arms against the wall. So find a wall if you don't have one yet, because this is not going to feel the same as you doing it in the middle of the room. You doing it on the wall, you'll feel that stretch back so much more. So make sure you have a wall, okay? Take a minute here, find a wall. Okay, once you have a wall, join me here. You're starting with your arms in the shape of the letter W. I want you to press the entire back of your arms into that wall, pressing back. If you're standing without a wall, I don't want to see arms like this. I want to see this. You bring your arms back. And then from here, imagine you're dusting that wall with your arms. So you're really sliding. The entire length of your back and arms should be attached to the wall the entire time. If you've not got a wall and you're doing this in the middle of the room, this is going to feel a little bit easy. So I really want to encourage you to stretch back. You want the arms to be behind your earlobes. Nicely done, everybody. Keep going. Big slide. Good. Breathe through it. We got 8, Dust that wall. 7. You're really sliding your arms against the wall the entire time. 6. The entire length of your arms, the back of your hands, all on the wall. 5. 4. 3. Stretch back, stretch back. 2. Last 1. And drop the arms, shake them out. Well done. Let's stretch that a little bit. Take your hand, grab hold of your opposite elbow, and you're going to pull it towards your armpits. And you're thinking of dropping that shoulder down, and you should feel a stretch on the outside of that shoulder and the upper arm. So hold on to the elbow and pull it towards you. Nicely done, everybody. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Grab your elbow and pull it towards your armpit. Shoulder dropping down. Good, nicely done. Breathing long neck. So shoulders aren't up here, they're down here. Nice job, everybody. And relax. For good measure, we're just going to do a last bit of arm swing. So watch me. I'm going to circle one arm back, one arm only. Circling one arm back, and when you're ready, your other arm is going to circle in the opposite direction. So one arm back, one arm forward. This one's a little bit of a brain teaser. We're circling one arm back, one arm forward. The arms meet at the top at the same time and meet at the bottom at the same time, but they're going in opposite directions. Good, well done. We always look a little bit like we're dancing or swimming wildly as we're doing this, but that's okay. Let's relax. Let's repeat on the other side. Whatever arm you didn't start with, we're going to start with that one. Now circling back. And then when you're ready, your opposite arm is going to circle forward. So the arms are circling in opposite directions to each other. But the arms meet at the top at the same time and they meet at the bottom at the same time. Ooh, good job. Nicely done, everybody. Breathing. 2 more. 1 more. And rest. Shake out the arms. Well done. You are done. I think we're on time. Yes, we're right on time. It's 10 o'clock. We didn't go over time. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for the Monday morning 30-minute stretch class. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if there's anything that feels really challenging, don't worry. Keep coming back, keep trying, and it will feel easier before you know it. And the class is what you make it. So you're more than welcome to sit out for some of the exercise, rest as needed. But the point is, we want it to be a nice, gentle way to start our mornings. Well done, everybody. Very well done for being here today. And I hope to see you next week. Same time, same place. Have a good rest of your week, everybody.